does this poster on Giannis rank in your personal collection?
He probably thought he was going to lay it up.
Crazy.
On that dunk, I promise you, I didn't think he was gonna jump, and then I realized I dunked on him. I was like, oh, I just punched on Giannis, like. And then everybody was texting me about, yo, you dunked on Giannis, you dunked on Giannis. I was like, yeah, I did.
I know you know this clip that went viral last year.
No, I ain't gonna lie though. I definitely was overweight at the time, but that's a big ass T-shirt.
Welcome to Entirely NBA, brought to you by Entirely Media. I'm your host, Darion Robinson, alongside Aaron Miller.
What up, what up, what up? Glad to be back. Got a real one in the building today, and we're very excited for this one. Been a long time coming.
I've been looking forward to this shit, man. So, Eric, appreciate you taking the time with us. Welcome to the pod. How you been?
I've been good, man. Just out here in Italy, taking it day by day. Just trying to stick to the grind, man. Trying to stick to the grind.
So, EP, we gotta get this started with the legend I heard, right? So we heard some whispers, some rumors. What about a certain nickname you had growing up? Something about a deadly step back?
Yeah, I've heard about this Steph's character.
Yeah.
So wait. First of all, that was never my nickname. I don't know
What?
people. So that came out right. That was never my nickname. Growing up younger, it was something else, but it wasn't that.
That's crazy. What was the actual nickname then?
So it was. Everybody used to call me E-Spin because I used to use a spin move every time I went to the paint. I'll spin. But the steps one, I've never heard. I heard it when like that article came out or whatever. I swear to God, that's never been like my nickname growing up.
Okay. I mean, regardless though, it still sounds like a problem. I would have just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't get to pick your nickname; it picks you. So you just gotta let it roll. But you grew up in New York, and that's a whole different breed of basketball. New York is undeniably known as the Mecca of basketball. The culture there is just different. How did growing up playing in New York shape your game? Was there anybody particular, like a New York Hooper, that you tried to mold your game after?
So growing up in New York actually was probably like the roughest when it came to basketball. So I grew up in a little town called Dobbs Ferry, New York. Not really known for basketball. So then my dad brought me to Harlem, and I played for Riverside Church. So then playing for them, it brought some toughness into me. It brought like a different atmosphere. So then that's how I grew up with Donovan Mitchell. Long story short, me and Donovan went to the same church when we were young. I go down to Riverside, he in the gym. So I'm like, oh, like he's from up the way. So then all that, but I never really like emulated my game after anybody from New York. A big part that I really did watch was like T-Mac. I love T-Mac. Like he's probably one of my favorite players ever. Like the reason I've shot so many mid-ranges, especially when I was in the league, was probably due to T-Mac. Like the hezzy pull, all that was all T-Mac. Like I watched him growing up. The way that I shoot a real jump shot, was Tracy McGrady. Like that was somebody that I really loved when I was watching younger. So T-Mac actually has a lot to do with my game. The bully ball, that ended up being the New York side of like playing in Dykeman, playing in the summer tournaments, and like, because I remember my dad threw me out, and my AAU coach threw me in the men's league, and I'm like 16, and they bullied me so bad, like they bullied me. But then,
man. As they should.
Nah, they bullied me, like, and then like you know how New York culture is, they over here.
Yeah.
Oh, you ain't this, you ain't that. They screaming at me, get your little butt off the court. I'm like, man, like, I'm 16.
Mouse in the house.
yeah, they volleyed. So then, like, that's where I kind of, like, grew the toughness. It's like, all right, if I want to play, or at the highest level, I got to get some toughness. So that's where it all came from. And then that's how New York shaped me, really. Like, just being in that environment, playing in Harlem, playing in the outside tournaments, playing on that hard concrete. That's how it all came about.
I like that. I mean, and clearly you did your thing in high school, right? So the grind, the dedication, I mean, it paid off. So right after that, you became, a highly sought after, in my opinion. So what was that whole process like for you in the college journey, and what ultimately led you to Villanova? I mean, bro, that program's serious pedigree.
Yeah, so actually, the crazy thing about Villanova, they recruited me before I went to Fordham. They were in the picture, and I'm like, it's like my junior year probably, but I
Yeah.
committed to Fordham early,
Yeah.
and Baker Dunleavy was recruiting me, but then I committed to Fordham. So then being at Fordham, Tom Pecora, who was my head coach at Fordham, coached under Jay Wright at Hofstra. So when Tom Pecora got fired, the first thing he said was like, "Oh, you can go to Villanova. I'll call
Right.
Coach Wright." So it just made it so easy. And then Coach Wright, he's a great dude. He told me my parents actually, when he comes here, he's not gonna like me. Like I'm cool now,
Mhm.
and he was right. When I went to Villanova, I hated him for a second. He's crazy, but I always appreciate everything he's done.
I feel like every player hates their coach initially until they actually get to know him,
Especially the good ones, good coaches.
especially the good ones. But the Villanova boys, that was a real thing. We all heard about it, especially this upcoming NBA season when the Knicks grabbed Carl Anthony Towns, Josh Hart, had Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, but you got to play with them at an early stage in their basketball careers. How did that brotherhood develop, and what were your first impressions of Jalen, Mikal, and Dante? And if I'm not mistaken, you got to play with Josh Hart, but I think it was only for 1 year, right?
hmm So I
Okay.
got to play with Josh the year after my redshirt year. So I was
Yeah.
there. The year I redshirted was the year Chris Jenkins hit the shot against UNC. So
Mm.
I'm transferring. First year we get a chip. I'm like, oh yeah, I love to be here.
Right.
Like, you know
Right.
what I'm saying? So then I played with Josh that next year. And crazy thing is, I think that team was probably the best out of
Mm.
all the teams we've had. If everybody was healthy, I feel like we probably could have three-peated if that team was healthy. It was me, Omari Spellman if he was healthy, and
Spell.
it's
Yeah.
still Josh, Mikal, Dante, Jalen. We had a mob, but and then Phil Booth, but then like Phil and O weren't playing that year, so then we were a little shorthanded. But
Hmm.
playing with them, it was great, man. I mean, Mikal was my host on my visit to Villanova when I was transferring. I redshirted with Dante actually that year, so that we won the chip. And then Jalen has been a leader ever since he got there. I mean, but when I say those practices were probably the best basketball I've ever played, like those were dog fights. Like our second group used to beat our first group, like the starters. Damn near fights start happening. Like we were no, we were in there battling. And Coach Wright was like, he'll just let it happen because it was just like, man, this is better than the game. Like our practices were 10 times harder than the game because we just played. Like Coach Wright believed in uh play. Like we didn't in our summer. We did no conditioning. We did
Mm.
straight
Really?
open gym. Yeah, he said the best way
Damn.
to be in basketball shape was to play basketball. So we'll
Hmm.
play open gym probably like 3 4 times a week. Like when the season will end, first day back, we're open gym that night. Like as soon as we come back, because it was just like, all right, let's see who was. If y'all was on your P's and Q's while we were away, let's see who was really there. So that was
Right.
one thing that Villanova taught me. It was like playing with them dudes. Mikal, he grew like his jump from like that year to the year we won a chip in 18, ridiculous. Like he was real like kind of timid that year. Like you could see flashes, but then the year in 18 when we won the chip, he jumped from like 8 points a game to 18.
Hmm.
Jalen had like average 19. We had 6 people in double figures that year, the year in 18.
Yeah, that's wild.
So like that team was, I put it in all time teams. Like we had 6 dudes,
Hmm.
double figures, probably 8 dudes that made the NBA. Yeah, we had a mob. We had a mob.
Don't want to harp on those names too much, but what's one thing people might not know about playing with those guys? Like, do you have any funny stories or behind the scenes moment? You just said you damn near fought at practice every day. So let's hear about some of those scraps.
We'll fight because I have a funny story. Me and Mikal used to battle all the time in practice. So they'll never put us on the same team, but they'll put us on opposite. So we were opposite teams. One time, like I was driving and Mikal fouled me, so I put the ball in his chest. I took the
Hmm.
ball, put it in his chest. So and then he put the ball in my chest. Coach got mad. And then there was another time we were playing. I got the rebound and steal, pass it up the field. and Phil laid Mikal for the game. So after you lose, you gotta do lefties. So like either lefties or righties.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of like sprinting, he makes us do like 5 layups, which are what our weak hand around the paint. After Phil lays them, me and Phil just run up to him, scream all in his face, yelling at him. So he almost threw the ball at us, but then the coach caught it. It was like, yo, Mikal lefties. And he was so mad at us. We over there getting water laughing at him. He mad. It was fun, bro. Like that was probably one of the most fun times of just pure basketball and like people that want to be there. Because like the NCAA now is a little different. Like you're not really there to like bond and win a chip. It's really like, all right, who giving me the most money? Which I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at it.
Right.
But
How could you be?
yeah, exactly. But part of me is like, when college basketball back then, it's like, all right, it's either you stay or you go on redshirt and sit out. So tough it out. So that's what I feel like that's why we became so good, because we all toughed it out. Like Mikal redshirted, I redshirted, Dante redshirted. We had Omari redshirted. So we all stuck with Coach Wright, believed in him, and made us into the players we are.
I mean, shit, you talked about that dominance. I mean, you guys didn't just win that year, that championship year for you. Y'all dominated, bro. Like every game by double digits through that tournament. And like you just mentioned, this is something I was going to say. That run really is talked about as the most dominant ever, in my opinion. I mean, that season itself is among the best of all time, if you ask me. You guys went through my alum, which was Radford at the time, Alabama, WU, Texas Tech, Kansas in the Final Four. And then finished with Michigan. Yeah. Jordan Poole and Duncan were on that team, right?
Yeah. So that year we played against a lot of pros. Like people don't understand like how good those teams were. So again, prime example, Radford, they had Carlik Jones on that team at that time.
Yep.
So like him, he's hooping it right now for Partisan. The second round we played against Herb Jones and Colin Sexton. Like that Alabama team, that's what I'm saying. Like the second round we played them. That third round we played West Virginia that had like Daxter Miles, Javon Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we played them. That against Texas Tech, we played against Jarrett Culver, Zaire Smith, Keenan Evans, who's overseas killing.
Yeah.
Then the game after that, we played against Devontae Graham, Udoka Azubuike, Svi Mikhailuk, Malik Newman. Like we played dogs. And then and against Michigan, we played against Charles Matthews, if y'all remember, who was with the Kentucky first. And then Jordan Poole, Mo Wagner. So like Duncan Robinson.
Oh, Mo was on that team.
Yes, Mo was on that team too. So we didn't have like a light. People were like, oh yeah, y'all beat everybody, but we didn't have a lightweight to the championship.
Nah,
we played against some good teams, and we beat them all by double digits. But people don't understand. Like, all right, us personally, we just felt like we were that good. Like we were just like, all right, we're not leaving without the championship. Like I don't know what y'all got going on. But that's what people don't understand. Like right before that Final Four, the team was about to fight in practice. That's how much we cared. Like that's how much we cared. Right. Coach Wright had us locked in. Like it was crazy.
Dante DiVincenzo, he actually came off the bench for y'all, scored a total of 31 points, the most in the national championship game by a player who did not start. And because of that, he won Most Outstanding Player award. Like, all right, we know about Josh and Jalen and Mikal and all that, but what was Dante like? What was his personality when it came to that team?
That was just him. People don't understand. He came off the bench that whole year. He was third on the team in scoring. He averaged 13.
That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
People don't understand that. Like we were that good. Like it was Jalen, Mikal, and then Dante. Dante averaged 13 a game that year. And then me, Omari, and Phil averaged 10. So we had we averaged like 87 points a game. We beating teams 100 or something to 70 something But like Dante was like, that was him. When people went out, we already knew, Dante about to go get 25. Like I remember one game, me and Phil were hurt. Played against Butler, I think, home. I think we lost though. But Dante went out and got like 28 or something like that. Shit was crazy.
Hey, bucket, man. I that's when he went over to the Wolves. I said that's actually a decent spot for him because he seems like a dog, bro.
Yeah, no. He could hoop. Like people, you could look at him and think like, no, he could hoop. Like he'll dunk on you. He can shoot the three. He's always been able to shoot. athletic as hell. Like he's been like that forever. Like forever.
Yeah. So then let me ask you. Aaron alluded to this a little earlier, but when the Knicks regrouped earlier, mid last year or whatever, for those few days, and they were talking about Villanova boys back together. You know, it's funny. I believe it or not, I automatically thought about you, and I'm like, man, you can't really call him that without one of the key pieces. So how'd you feel about just that situation? Did you have any thoughts about it?
It was cool to see. I ain't gonna lie. Like it was real cool to see because it's just like those my guys. Like we all went to college together. We went to war together. Blood, sweat, tears together. So it's like it was real cool to see that like pan out that way. Like I remember calling Mikal after he got traded to the Knicks, and he was just cracking up. He was like, "Bruh, I found out like everybody else." And so it was real cool. Like you know what I'm saying? Like just to see my guys and then see them playing well. Like I think that's the right now, just seeing them and thriving in New York, the Mecca, like I feel like it's the perfect market for them. I'm happy, I'm like beyond happy for them, just to see them thriving in New York, making the Knicks better and doing their thing.
I love that.
Love that, love that. So after achieving something very special in college, the next step was the NBA. You entered the 2019 draft, and you ended up going mid-second round, 41st pick to be exact, to Golden State Warriors, the Golden State Warriors. What was the process like leading up for you, and then to hear your name be called?
Process leading up, I had about probably like 12, 13 workouts. The
I was going to
Warriors
ask you
brought
about
me
that.
back.
Yeah.
The Warriors brought me back twice. So crazy thing is about that year, me and Jordan Poole worked out all together that summer because we were both in the same agency. So then,
I didn't know that.
so we were all together literally all summer, and we were in Calabasas working out at Proactive. You know the gym that you guys see like Paul George at a lot. Before they built that gym, they had just like a little, like not little, but it was a good sized garage that they didn't have that basketball court. So then they built that one, and that's where like you see Cat working out, you see PG, you see where KD had those runs with like Chet, or like where you saw Elijah Arenas hooping against like KD and all. It was that gym.
That gym?
So,
okay, cool.
Yeah. So we were with them that whole summer. It was like me, JP, Zion was part of the class, but Zion wasn't really with us. He was light years above everybody. So you know nobody was really looking for him.
Oh, I see.
Bo was with us a little bit. Kobe White was with us. So like we were all working out together, and then I enjoyed the draft process. It's a little like repetitive, if you would say, but I killed my workouts. So I thought I was going to go higher, honestly. So me personally, I thought I was going to Boston because that was my best. That was my best workout. That was my best workout. Like I was killing, and they brought in all like size guys, so it was like all the same caliber type person. So I thought I was going to Boston at 22. I'm like, man, I killed Boston. My agent called me like, yeah, they killed. But I'm older, so I had to think about that too, though. I was 22 coming out. I know I killed Golden State twice. I went there twice. I killed it. So I'm thinking like, all right, maybe I'll go to Golden State at 28. They picked JP. So I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. Ended up going 41 to Golden State. But if I didn't go to Golden State, I was going to go to the Clippers at 42 at the beginning. I didn't even work out for the Clippers. But I met with Lawrence Frank at the beginning of my draft process. We went to dinner, and I met with him, and we were talking, whatever. So I was going to go 42 if I didn't go 41. But I was mad. I ain't gonna lie. I was at 41. I was mad, bro. I was mad. I was like, man, when I say I was killing my workouts, I'll probably say my worst workout was my first one in Atlanta. That was a bad one. But besides that, like when I went to Boston, I played well. Go to State, I killed. Boston, I killed.
Yeah, they took Grant Williams.
They took Grant that year.
Yeah.
And Grant was in that workout.
Oh, well, shit. Okay.
So that workout was like, there was some hoopers in that workout. So it was me, Grant, KZ Akpala, Darius Baisley. PJ wasn't in that one. I was over there trying to chase people in my pre-draft. I was whoever was. And like crazy thing is like the people I was trying to chase I ended up being cool with. Like Like, when you like in that process, you like, man, I don't like them. I'm trying to chase them. I'm trying to chase them. I ended up being cool with them. like later in the it's like, yeah. So it's like it was cool.
I mean, for people that don't know about that draft specifically, Zion went number 1. Obviously, Ja was right behind him. R.J. Barrett, 3rd. Then you just go with those names like Darius Garland. Rui's in that class. Oh, I forgot Rui's in that class. Cam Reddish, PJ, like you said, Cam Johnson. I mean, you got some people. Obviously, JP, Kevin Porter
Hero.
Jr. Tyler Hero. Yeah, he went 13th.
Wasn't Bam in there too?
Nah, Bam was a year before.
Yeah, Bam.
Bam was a year or two before.
Year or two before? Okay.
Yeah.
So fresh off of multiple championships for Golden State, right? True dynasty in all of our opinions. What was your first experience like with Steph, Dray, Clay, and Steve Kerr?
It was like kind of like a reality shock because I grew up in Dobbs Ferry, New York. You don't really see nobody like people didn't even think I had a chance to go pro sometimes, like when I was younger. So now I'm here. I'm walking in the facility. They gave me a guaranteed deal as a second round pick. So the crazy thing is I had a chance to either sign a 2-year or a 3-year, and it all depended on if KD was staying or not. So I ended up just doing a 3-year deal, but it was all fully guaranteed, all 3 years. So it was like they looked out for that. Like as a second round pick, you don't really get a fully guaranteed deal, 3-year guaranteed deal. It was crazy. Like the first time I really met Steph was I think like a little bit in the summer. I think Iggy was still working out with the Warriors, even though he wasn't with them. I remember the first time I met Dray actually was at my pre-draft. So at my pre-draft workout with them, like when I was playing well, he was watching, and that was the first time I seen him. And then
it was the first workout or second workout?
Yeah, I was
he was
about
at
to
the
ask
first
that.
one. He was at the first
one.
Yeah, and I was in there dunking on people. People was looking around like, yo, who this kid? Like, yo, for real? Like, because again, like people don't really know me like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Kid out of Villanova, 5th year. But that was the first time, and then finally going to training camp and being with them. People love giving Dray a bad rep, like, but he was a great vet to me. Like, he was a very good vet. Like, he never really tripped. And in my rookie year, I'll go get him like food or something, or I remember I had to hold his dominoes for the year. But like Steph, Dray, Clay, they were great. Like just being around them, how personable they are. Like Steph is probably the nicest superstar ever. Like they were the best like vets you could ask for in terms of like bringing young guys on, cheering them on, vouching for you. Like that was the one thing. And then like Steve was real cool. Like he especially my rookie year, he let us play. Like he knew what type of year it was gonna be. So he was just like, go out and hoop. Like go have fun. Like if we're gonna lose, make sure we having fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? Share the ball. No real expectation right now. Like we losing. That was the year COVID happened.
Yeah.
So it was like, he was just like, go ahead, like go hoop. So that was a real like fun experience playing with them because me personally, I love playing with Steph. I'll set a screen roll, I'm gonna get a dunk. I know I am because y'all about to double him. Y'all not about to just let him come off and shoot. Seeing him work out is one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I was there when he made that 105 in a row in that right corner. I'm over here icing.
You were there for that? Oh, you were? Oh,
yes.
damn.
Yes, that was my second year.
Bro.
So I'm over here icing. I'm just watching. I'm like, damn, Steph been in this corner for a little minute. So then, so we were in Chicago. So they're playing Kanye West and they're playing Graduation. 2-3 songs go by. Steph still ain't missed. I go up to, I said, how many making on that right corner? He said 105. I said, good God.
There's nothing like that, man.
Man,
Steph going Steph.
He's something crazy. Like and the funny thing is he's so humble, but he could be like, he could be a little a-hole sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah,
like,
I heard about that.
like I remember one time during the summer, we're working out. This is right after COVID, so we're working out at USF and we playing open gym. And I'm guarding Steph. I play pretty well defense, right? So my teammates is like, yeah, E. This man does like a between step back, shoots the ball. When he releases it, he goes, yeah, E. That joint was all cash. I said,
yeah.
I said, bro, I didn't even say nothing to you. Why you saying that to me? Like, I didn't say nothing to you. Like, I'm the one that hyped it up. And he was
That's because
like,
you guard them. That's
yeah.
disrespect.
And then he go, my bad. I'm like, yeah, he's different. He's different. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen the clip of like Steph spitting out the water, like when he was on the sideline?
Nah.
It was Nico. So Beasley hits like 2 threes, right?
Yeah.
And he yells "boom" in front of the bench. Steph didn't like it.
Right. Of course.
Steph step back three, timeout. So after every three, he's yelling "boom" at the team's bench. So then we're on the sideline, and Nico goes in and was like, "Steph, can I get another boom?" And that's why Steph spit out the water because he found it.
Can I get another boom?
Yeah, and Steph just started dying laughing. But like that's what I'm saying. Like the little petty stuff. Like after Malik Beasley did that, Steph was like, "Boom!" like screaming it because we ain't got no fans, so everybody hears it. So then he just ends up doing that, and I'm like, bro, Steph is different. I remember he scored that 61 against the Blazers. I had my little 10
63.
points.
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. I had my little 10 points. I thought I was the man. I looked up, this man had 63. I said, goodness gracious. Like, I had 10 points, was efficient. I'm like, yeah, I got my little 10 points. This man had 60.
Obviously, the franchise is storied, but it was also kind of one of those years for a transition. Like you brought up KD, Iggy. They had just left. Clay was out with the ACL. Steph missed, 60-some games because of hand injury. So it wasn't really, I guess, what someone would expect to be a typical Warriors dynasty and experience for you at that point. So really, what was it like coming into that, knowing expectations, if there were, any that year, and then also kind of seeing all the challenges you guys faced that year?
It was cool, actually. Like, I mean, we went into games, like, obviously trying to win.
Yeah,
so it was just a whole bunch of young guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you think about that year, it was me, Kai Bowman, Jordan Poole, Marquise Chris, D-Lo that year. It kind of effed me up because for me, it wasn't the reality of the NBA. I'm going in there thinking like, all right, I got my chance to like really show who I am. Right. So I'm just hooping. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's not the reality of the NBA. Like that like, because that next year I had to dial it back. Because then I'm over here thinking like, oh yeah, I already proved myself. The next year I'm good. But if that's not how it goes, like once everybody come back, it's like because it hit me like it probably hit me like a year ago, like really thinking about it. But because that next year, Steph and them come back, and Dray was hurt early in the season.
Yeah.
But I couldn't play with Steph early in the season because I'm thinking like I'm still gonna do me. Like y'all see what I did last year. Also, I'm thinking. But I can't do that because I'm on the floor with Steph all the time.
Yeah.
So that year, I ended up asking to come off the bench because
smart.
I'm not good at doing this with Steph. I'm not Dray. Like y'all can look at me as mini Draymond. I like to score, and me mentally at that point, I couldn't do it. Like I just couldn't do the screening, and like people don't give Drake credit for that, but that shit's hard. Like that's hard to do, bro. Like for me, I couldn't do it. When I say I couldn't do it, like I was not wired to set a screen, pass up an open shot. Like if I'm open, I'm shooting it.
Right.
But it gave me a false reality of how the NBA works because I'm thinking like, all right, my rookie year, I'm averaging 14. Like y'all already know what's about to. Next year, I'm averaging 17. Like that's how I'm thinking. Right. But in reality, I'm starting the first few games. I just came off bad. Like I just looked bad. And then I talked to my shooting coach. I'm like, all right. Asked him if I could come off the bench. I went on a little run. I was averaging like 15 off the bench. I'm cool. But then I got hurt and all that. But like being in that system and being in that like environment was great in terms of like just learning. Yeah. Like just learning every single day how to work, what to expect, what to look at. A few times I'll just sit there and watch Steph work out. And he'll be there for 30 minutes working out hard though. Like his work ethic is unmatched. He works out hard for 30 minutes, sprinting full speed that whole time. And it's like you just see it in the game how like he just runs off so many screens because that's what he does in his workout.
Yeah, it's like
being
man
there
doesn't
that
get
rookie.
tired, bro.
No, he doesn't. But that rookie year was like it was good for me just to learn or like gain my confidence. But
Yeah.
it kind of effed me up as well in terms of like, damn, it's not really the NBA. Like I got lucky. Like I just
Yeah.
all I did was like take the opportunity, but I didn't really learn what the NBA was truly about until like probably like that second half of my sophomore year.
I mean, that's good though. You kind of recognize you were self aware early. Like, I'm not Draymond. I don't have that same like mental synchronization that he does with Steph because they've been playing for so long. So you had the foresight to be like, you know what, I'm probably best coming off the bench. That way I can kind of do my thing, as opposed to when I'm playing with Steph, I got to do his thing.
Yeah, I remember one time, I'll never forget this. One time I'm playing with them, I hit a corner three, right? So he passes to me. Draymond passes to me. He passes me corner, I hit it. But Steph is on the baseline. So you already know if Steph is on the baseline, you set that pin.
Set the pin down.
So I shoot it. I make it. The next time I comes, he said, "Yo, Draymond coming up to me." This is why I fuck with Draymond because it was just so real. Like it was just real. Like he was just like, "Yo, look, you made the shot, but you got the best shooter in the world on that baseline. Set that pin in." I said, "You know what, Dray? I'm not even mad at you. I made this shot. He said, good shot. I'm glad you made it, but you got the step. Next time, kick out." I said that pin in. I said, "You know what? You right. You got it."
And Eric, Draymond, he gets a lot of flack, but you obviously just mentioned like how good his leadership is. How did Steph and Dray, the veterans on the team, handle those kinds of seasons? What was the message in the locker room during those tough times, that transition period?
Oh, just playing hard, really. Like doing what we do. That was one thing that like they really praised was like, "Yo, just do what we do. We be good. Like we just gotta play hard though. Like we
Yeah.
undersized. We not the biggest team. Like so we gotta be scrappy. Like that was one thing that really held a lot for me that year was like, all right, like we're not gonna be the big because that year I was dang near the backup five. I was playing
Yeah, you
small
were.
ball.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I'm over here going up against JaVale, Serge Ibaka, like
Jokic
Dwight.
and B.
Yeah, like I'm guarding all them. Like when I'm checking the game, they like, oh yeah, you the five. Which like it wasn't the worst, but it helped me on offense because like on offense I was able to just like, all right,
Oh,
I
you
can
can cook.
ISO shoot a midi. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was good. But that was part of like the scrappiness came from because like our second group, I remember it was like me, Wiggs, Kelly, D Lee, and Brad, Wanamaker. So we were just so like connected for our second group, and like we would just play scrappy because it was at that point it was like, all right, we know we have to switch because we small. I'm
Right.
gonna be the small ball five. On offense, we gonna torch they five. So it was something like you know what I'm saying. So that's where part of the scrappiness came from that year, in terms of just like learning. But nah, they Steph and Dre like when I say they're great leaders, like they care. Like people see Draymond and getting all the flack, but in terms of just basketball, that dude wants to win, and that dude's
Yeah.
gonna do what it takes to win, and he leads, and he does a great job.
That was one hell of a rookie season. And it's funny that you mentioned that you looked up to Tracy or T Mac coming up because we were going through some old stuff. And after you had that 34 and 13 rebound game on your birthday, by the way, Tracy said, I like this kid a lot. I knew I saw something. He just needed opportunity. So that's insane. Like to hear someone that you looked at coming up to look at your game and say, I appreciate that. But on your birthday, bro, that's wild. 34 and 13. What does that moment mean to you?
Man, people don't understand like that game. So the game before I played against Charlotte, I had 25, and that was like my first
Yeah.
like breakout game.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, all right, like I'm understanding the NBA now. So against Portland, I just came out aggressive. Crazy thing, I didn't
I
hit a
know.
three all year. I didn't hit a three all like
Yeah,
leading
I
up to
heard
it.
the
I didn't hit a
announcer.
three.
His first three of the year. And then
Yeah,
boom, boom,
so
boom. I said, damn.
so like because like I was just going through something. So then that first game, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just play my game. I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot. So that game we beat Dame, CJ, and then like the crowd was chanting MVP, and that's when I really realized like the Warriors fans are the best fans. Like they care about their team. Like and like you really see it. I remember the game against Charlotte. I probably had like 15,000 followers on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
After the game of Charlotte, I had like 40,000.
Quick
God.
15K, just like that. Yeah.
So then against my birthday game was the first win in the Chase Center. So then I had 34.
That, bro?
Yes. So it was the first win in the Chase Center. So I had 34-14. I went to sleep, woke up, I had like 100K. I said, whoa.
God
These fans
damn.
care. I said, these fans care. They care.
Yeah.
Like, they care. So, like, being out there in the Bay, like, I love the Bay. Like, the Bay has never done nothing wrong to me. I love the Bay. The fans are amazing. To this day, I still get comments on my Instagram from the Bay. Come back to the Bay. And I'm like, I love. Yeah, I love the Bay. I can't say nothing bad about them. The living was good, beautiful weather. The fans care. They look out for you. Like, I love the Bay.
I mean, bro, you were also bullying players like James Harden. You were putting up 20 plus against Jokic, Bron, Luka, and even made the All NBA rookie first team with names like John Morant and Kendrick Nunn, Zion. Is there one specific matchup that stands out in your mind during your rookie year?
I'd say even that sophomore year too.
So a game that meant a lot was when we beat Denver in Denver, because you know it's hard to win there.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard.
At a high altitude.
What? It's hot. So we beat Denver. Denver, I probably had like 25 against like Jokic and Paul. It was crazy. It's a small world. Now I work out when I'm in Atlanta. I work out at Paul Millsap's gym. Such a small world.
Yeah.
So then all the matchups I really wanted was against like my guys. So against like Mikal or like Jalen or Donovan. I just wanted to beat them. So one time, we beat Phoenix in Phoenix. Everybody played too. So it was DeAndre Ayton, Cam Johnson, Mikal. They were all there. And we beat them. I had like 25. And I was talking so much to Mikal. I was chatting. Like, I was like, y'all can't guard me. And so then I posted him up and he blocked me. I'm going to be honest, he blocked me. So then me and him are like face to face. Everybody think we about to fight or something. It was like, this is how we was in practice in Villanova. But I remember after the game, Mikal was so mad at me. He was like heated because I was talking crazy during the game. I was like, Kel, y'all can't guard me. Like, y'all can't guard me. So then after the game, he was like, bro, I don't even want to talk to you. I'll holler at you later, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, Kel, you're not going to give me a handshake or nothing? What's up, man? And then it was so funny because it was like, he was like, yo, bro, we lost to y'all. Like, why? I was like, bro, we just go out there and play hard. Like, again, it was one of them games where it's like, we just went out there and played hard and we ended up beating them. But he was so mad. Mikal was mad that game. Me personally, I was just like, whatever 5 is guarding me is getting cooked. Like, that's how I just looked at it like that. I was just like, if you got 5 men on me, I'm killing him. So I remember a few games, like, I look up, I had 30. I'm like, oh, I didn't even think I had 30. It would just be like, all right, I'm just out there hooping.
Jordan Poole was starting to make a name for himself as well with his pool party moments, all right? Splash Brothers added a pool party. What was it like playing with Poole?
JP, you know what's so crazy? At first, like, me and JP didn't click the greatest. Because I'm just like so laid back, and JP was younger. So like JP's younger, he's a little immature. But then like as the season grew, I'm like, yo, this is really my guy. Like this is my dog. So then like, but it was like, you know what it is? He exudes so much confidence that it could come off the wrong way. And that's what like it threw a lot of people off when we first like got on the team. Cause it's like, who does young dude think he is?
Right.
But now you see it, it's like, that's who he's always been. Like, I remember one time Dame and JP got into it because JP hit Dame off, though. Like, one dribble, snatchback 3, started talking trash. But that's who JP is. It was the game. It was my birthday game, actually. I don't blame JP, but I do blame JP for this. We played in Portland. Dame really ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
JP on the bench. Man, he ain't on ish today. 60 ball. I said, "Oh my god!"
Shit.
I was like, "No!" Gave us 60 in OT. Killed us.
God damn.
Yo, and then like, if you look it up, Dame talks about JP in that way. It was like, yo, I thought he was just so cocky. Like, I remember seeing a clip on it. He was just like, yo, I thought JP was just so cocky, but that's just who he is. Like, he just exudes that confidence. But yeah, like that 60 ball Dame gave us, I blame JP. Because he really was like Dame was chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he ain't on shit today. 60 ball. I said,
60.
Turd
to be like, brother, you need to shut the fuck up.
No bullshit. Like, yeah, shut up, bro. We would have won. Like, we hanging. You got Dame worked up. Shit. We was so mad. We was like, yo, bro, we would have won, bro. If you would have just shut up. Cooked us.
Yeah. Oh man, I want to follow that up real quick. That was the first year of the play-in tournament. What was the talk around in that locker room?
Playing, I think it was good. Like, we lost to the Lakers that first round. We should have lost though.
You said should not have?
Bron hit the bullshit. Yeah. He hit that bullshit jumper. He did not mean to make that.
He said, we say I was seeing three. I just looked for the middle one.
I love Bron. Bron, my favorite players ever. Come on now. But he made that. Then we played the Grizzlies, we lost. But it does. That first year, it brings a crazy playoff environment. Like, you can just feel it. Like, that playing is something serious. And like, I'm over here thinking like when you first do it, you're like, it might be some bullshit. No, like you feel that pressure. You better lock in. So that was the one thing I do like about that playing. Like, that playing is serious. Like, you gonna feel like, oh, nah, this means something. This means something. You gotta lock in.
Me personally, I'm not a fan of the play-in tournament. Get rid of East and West and just do the best 16 teams, especially since how stacked the Western Conference is. Like,
yikes.
It's hard.
I would
tell you why though. I'm gonna tell you why.
I would just rather do that.
No, and I understand that concept because I'm low key with you. It's like, all right, there's teams in the West that'll be a 7-8 seed there'd be an 11 seed in the West and it'd be like a 6 seed in the East.
Right.
Which
and they got like almost 50 wins and it'll be an 11 seed.
For sure.
Yeah, it's because 12 of the 16 teams would be out the West.
But that's rough to
do. East need to get better.
That's rough though, because like also the travel schedule. Again, you only play Western. If you're in the East or West, you only play that team twice.
Okay.
And then if you're in the same division, you play them 4 times. If they're in the East Coast, you play the 3. So it makes it rough between that. But I understand what you're saying, because it'll be like the finals could be a Western Conference team against a Western Conference team, which technically be the best team in it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or an Eastern Conference team and an Eastern Conference team. But I feel like you still got to beat the best of the West to get to the chip. You still got to beat the best of the East to get to the chip. So it's like, that's where it's like, is the fine line. But I understand what you're saying, though, because it's like some teams that won't make the playoffs in the West will be a 5 seed in the East or a 6 seed in the East, which does look crazy. I can't lie, it be looking crazy. Like
I just remember that one year that Phoenix Suns didn't make the playoffs and they went 50-32, and I said, that is insane, man. 50-32 and you don't make it.
I mean, think about the bubble. Phoenix went 8-0. They didn't make it. They went 8-0. They didn't lose a game in the bubble. So it does cause controversy. I do agree with that. I 100% agree with that. That it does cause controversy.
So just pivoting it back just a little bit. So everything was straight in Golden State. It seems like a great place. It was probably the perfect fit for you now that I've really heard your story. But I mean, shit, it's the NBA, right? So things change like that on a drop of a dime. So the trade that sent you to Utah, obviously, one, what was the reaction? And then how'd you actually hear about that?
I knew about that before it happened. So, like, again, like, Donovan's my best friend. So, obviously, I knew what was going on before that. But it was something that Donovan was open to, because he was like, I need somebody on my team that's like, we need a dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need somebody that's like, we're gonna bring some toughness. We'll bring some like we don't have too many right now. So it was more like I need somebody. I need to bring on somebody. I enjoyed my time in Utah, to be honest. Like
Hmm.
that was another situation of where I learned the NBA a little more. I played well in the minutes that was given to me, but yeah, I learned a lot about like just how the NBA works that year. I remember in the month of January, I averaged like 11 points on like 50, 40, 80 shooting. Next
Hmm.
month, I wasn't even playing.
Was Quinn Snyder the coach then?
Yeah, I love Quinn.
Yeah.
Quinn,
Yeah.
when I say he has the best ATOs I've ever seen, like,
Really?
what? That man is, yo, basketball junkie, Quinn Snyder. He knows his X's and O's very, very, very well. Like, I don't think I've ever seen an ATO not get a wide open shot. Because you know what he did a great job of learning his players
Yeah.
and knew what they'd like, so he would know what to run at those certain times. So it's like, all right, let's get Joe Ingles going left. Let's get Donovan in a ball screen. Let's get Bojan coming off a down screen. Let's get a pick and roll to get Rudy at the rim. Like it would be certain things like that. So he knew it so well that it just worked every time. Let's get Mike Conley a low ball screen. Like so then like playing with those guys, I learned so much just about like basketball and like just like more of the angles of the game, like especially in the NBA because it's different overseas. NBA is more you way more space. Overseas, man, you better shoot a floater or
Hmm.
a jump stop or you better
Yeah.
shoot a
I mean,
pull
the
up midi.
big's not coming out the paint.
Oh no.
Oh
They
no.
gonna stay in the paint. It don't matter if
Hmm.
there's they help ball side. That's when I knew overseas was different. I said you
Yeah.
giving up a ball side three? Y'all
Yeah.
willing to help ball side? Yo, if Coach Wright would have killed
Yeah.
us, we would have been on the line. Like you giving up a
Right.
ball side three? But that's how it is out here. I can't. It be messing me up out here because I'll be over here like I'll be thinking at the rim, help come ball side. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, stay in corner so I can get to the rim.
Right. Right.
But that's not how it is. That's not how it's played. Like, so that's one thing I do like about Utah and being there. Is like it taught me a lot about just like the X's and O's of basketball, like how to get to certain positions for your certain players.
I mean, the silver lining of that whole trade was it meant that you did get to reunite with your childhood friend Donovan Mitchell. Did it feel surreal to be teammates again after all those years? And with Donovan being such a key player on the Jazz, the franchise player at that time,
Yeah.
did it change your dynamic at all?
Oh no, it ain't changed my dynamic at all. Like when I say one bit, like it's Donovan. I don't care. Y'all can look at him as a superstar. This my boy. Like this my homie. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't really look at him different. I'm like, man, I've been seeing him do this since his rookie year. Like I saw some stat was like in his first 8 seasons, averaged 20 or more. Like Donovan's about to be on that
Hmm.
list. I'm over here calling Don after his games. Like there's his rookie and sophomore year, like just talking about the game, talking to him how you doing and all that. So it's like me being on a team with him, it didn't change nothing. Like I love playing with him because he always look out. Like I remember like we crazy thing is he's on the Cavs now, but we played against the Cavs and I had like 18 in the first half. And it was cousin Don. And he was just like, yo, sit in that corner right over there. Because that year, like, I was just working on corner threes. Like, because Don would tell me, like, yo, if you want to play defense, make corner threes, you be all right. So I was working on corner threes. So then he was like, yo, bro, work on corner threes, you be all right. So I'm just sitting in the corner. He was just feeding me. And I'm hitting. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was the highest percentage three year. I shot like 38 that year from three. But yeah, being with him, it didn't change any dynamic. Like, because like everybody looks at him as such like, oh, it's Donovan Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell. I'm like, who's Donovan? Like, I knew him since I was
Yeah.
6. Like,
That's how every like
Yeah.
long term friendship goes. You got a group of people that look at him this way, but you know him better than anyone. It's like, man, he ain't shit.
yeah, really shit. For real, but like, it's my homie though. It's my dog. Like, not for real. Like,
Yeah.
he's when I say one of the best people I've ever like met though, like just talking about genuine heart. Like you can see like all the stuff he does for the community, but like he wants to do that. It's not like it's oh yeah, you got to do this. Like no, that's just him. Like he wants to do that. He wants to give back, and That's one thing I really do appreciate it. Like I still talk to him, play the game with him, like play video games with him, but he like being with him, you just really see like how good of a dude he really is. Because obviously, like we still talked when I was with the Warriors, but now it was just more like I see it more and more every day. See how he works every day, and like being with him, it was just reuniting like that. It was so cool. Our parents were emotional. My mom was crying. My dad was crying.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, relax. This is my guy. Like we knew Giannis was 6. Relax. But nah, it was great. It was great. Like. Playing with him again because like that's my dog, you know what I'm saying? He the godfather of my son, so it's like,
oh, that's tough.
That's tough.
Yeah, so like he's been a great dude ever since, bro.
That's good to say because I really don't think people understand how close you two are, like sandbox. Is it true? I mean, obviously your parents are close too, which makes it even better. But is it true to AAU games that 2.5 hour drive he used to play house music?
Yes. What? That was
I don't
real.
understand that.
Because it was different. Like if I'm driving with Miss Nicole, his mom, he gonna play his house music. If you driving with my dad, we're gonna hear like Biggie, Jay-Z, the Locks. We're gonna hear all that. So so he'll play house music when I used to ride with him. I'd be like, Don, turn this off, bro. Like I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I don't get people that like house music. I don't get it.
That was him though. That was really him.
I don't get it. What was the difference in culture between Golden State and Utah? I mean, from what I hear about players that played in Utah, it's like not it. I'm talking about the city, not the team, the city itself.
City, there is
not the team, the city.
All right. The difference was like the Bay. Obviously, everybody like the Bay is so cultured. Like, the Bay is like you got the music, you got Golden State, you got all that, and Utah was a little just like it was a little different. Like,
let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, it was a little different, but it wasn't like the worst city in the world, but it was still like. You're not used to it. Like you're just like, whoa. Like what's going like if you went to a club in Utah, you can't.
Oh, they got clubs. They got clubs, so, like church clubs.
No, they got actual clubs. But it's crazy how it works though. So if you go to a club, it's either you get like a tray of shots, like a tray. When I say a tray of shots, as the bottle, so that's the bottle, or they lock the bottle up in like a little like bird cage, and you can't pour shots yourself. So the server has to come back every time and pour you shots.
Oh, that's wild.
That's annoying as hell.
That's wild.
Yeah,
they got you on a leash.
Yeah, I was like, it'll be weird.
I'm a grown ass man. It's like I'm not finna wait on somebody to pour my shit.
Why can't I just have a bottle? Right. I paid for it. But that's how Utah laws work. But it was just more like even when you're out and they pour them tray of shots, you random people come by, yo, can I get a shot? It's like, bro, I don't know you, bro. Like, on my face. But yeah. I think it's a good city. If you want to stay out the way, you stay out the way.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't gonna find no work out there. Ain't finna find no work.
You ain't gonna find it.
Yeah, so going through your highlights, I mean, I didn't realize you had dunked on as many people as you did, bro. And some serious people, too. But I want to play a clip for you, and then you tell me, where does this poster on Giannis rank in your personal collection?
Oh, my God. I already know what you want.
Yeah. I was like, yo, what?
Ooh.
Yeah, that shit was vicious.
I didn't think he was going to jump.
It's Giannis. Really he got to jump.
No, but, like, you think about it, like, first of all, he probably didn't think I was going to dunk it.
He probably thought he was going to lay it up.
Yeah. But
that's crazy.
On that dunk, I promise you, I didn't think he was going to jump. And then I realized I dunked on him. I was like, oh, I just punched on Giannis. Like, and then everybody was texting me about, like, yo, you dunked on Giannis, I was like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, but you did.
Yeah, I was like, I did. But he almost dunked on me early in that game, too, so I can't even be mad.
Oh, damn.
Oh, yeah, he almost punched on me. So, like, he came downhill. You know, nah, you're not going to find it. He missed.
He said, I got to find it.
He missed. So, like, he came downhill. It was in the second half. He came downhill. You know him. He 3 dribbles downhill. He almost I'm under the rim. He almost. I fouled him though. I was like, no.
Yeah. Business
Not
decision.
happening. Yeah, business decision. But I remember I got dunked on before. I was so mad, and like I wasn't
Who
even
got
mad
you?
at JaVale, but it wasn't my
JaVale
fault.
out of all people?
Whoa! You can't don't disrespect
No,
JaVale. Like
during that time.
freakish athlete. Oh, during that time.
During that
Fault,
time.
though, but it was my fault. I'm guarding JaVale on a ball screen, and Rondo's coming downhill. So I'm like, all right, what can I do?
Yep.
Like, what am I really
Yep.
about to do? Yeah, exactly. So so he throws the lob. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I'm about to catch this. I'm about to we out the other way. Dunk on my ass. But I dunked on him earlier that game, so he said he had to get me back.
Oh yeah, you got yours. Yeah.
Yeah, so I dunked on him earlier that game.
He just had to get his lick back.
Man, but it was fake crazy because I'm jumping. I'm thinking, all right, I'm about to catch this lob. You see JaVale. I'm like, all right, you got it, bro. You 7 foot. You got it, bro.
Oh, that's right. You did match up with that Lakers squad that had JaVale. DeMarcus was injured, but Dwight. That was a tough squad. Tough squad.
That was. It definitely was. One of my best games was against them too.
Really?
What'd you get?
16 in the first half, I think.
That's tough.
So you had that run in Utah, obviously playing with your guy Donovan, but things shifted again for you. Donovan ends up heading to Cleveland, and then you face some serious adversity that almost ended your career. You mentioned not getting calls despite playing significant roles in your previous seasons. How frustrating was that, especially being in your prime, your athletic prime? You were only 25 at that time.
Yeah, it was rough. Like, I really thought about giving up ball. I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, I'll chalk it. Like, y'all see what I did, and then it's like,
Yeah.
and now it's like, oh yeah, now nobody wants to holler at me. But again, like, I feel like it goes back to like not knowing the NBA. Like, the NBA is such a role thing, and like, even in Utah, I would have games where I played well, and it was just like, oh, it's not good enough. It's like, bro, y'all just see, like, I remember everybody was hurt. I had a good game against Toronto, and then I wouldn't play. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all should see what I did. Like, you see me, but again, like, that's rough. Like, the NBA is so, and then now it's even worse because now you're allowed 3 two-ways. So those guys that were in like my position, you're not like people in my position where it's like, maybe we take a chance on you, maybe not. They're not getting that call because it's like, I'm gonna just save money because when you go over that salary cap, you paying pretty much 3-4 times of what the contract actually is. Because you got to pay the tax on it, and now you're over the salary cap, so you get a penalty. But two-ways don't count towards that. So now everybody's just picking up two-ways. It's like, all right, if he wants to play. So, like, after your two-ways runs out, it's like, that's why you see so many people going to Europe now. Think about so many hoopers that could really hoop. That's in EuroLeague right now or overseas. Like, literally, yesterday we played Denzel Valentine.
Where's he at?
Treviste, I think it's called. Yesterday we played against Denzel Valentine. I played against Kai Bowman. I played against Nico Mannion because he went Milan. I played against a lot of people. And then you look at EuroLeague, like, it's all people that play the NBA. Like, because it's just like the NBA, it's all about money so much that they don't want to, they're not going to pay you to be the 12th man on the bench. So it's like, all right, y'all go. Like, even partisan, like, they got Carlik Jones and Dwayne Washington. And it's like, overseas, I mean, that's why Lonnie went over there, to be honest. Like, Lonnie's in the EuroLeague now because it's just like, they're not going to pay him to just sit on the
same
bench.
with Kendrick
like,
Nunn.
Yeah, K9 killing, though. So it's like, for over there, it's like, it's hard. Like, that's why I was just so down because that year, I almost went to Panathinaikos. Everybody wanted me to stay in the NBA. But I was about to
No, that squad, I like that squad a lot, bro.
But I was going to go, it was either Minnesota or Panathinaikos. I want to go to Panathinaikos. I was like, shit, I want to play in Athens. Like,
that crowd is wild.
There. Like, so I had an offer to play in Panathinaikos. I just didn't sign. But I wanted to. My thing was just more, I want to play. Like, I'm not a person that just wants to sit on the bench and clap my hands. Like, I can't do. Me personally, I'm not wired to do that. It goes back to like my rookie year. Like, or like when I was with Golden State, I wasn't wired to just be Draymond's role, which is hard as shit to do. But that's not how my brain was wired. I was wired to score. Like me, I want to go score that mob. So for me, I was like, I don't want to sign it. I want to go where I could go score and be myself and have fun. Because I want to have fun playing basketball. I don't want to just sit the bench and be like, man, I could have did this, I could have did that, because now you over here overthinking yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, now you bringing bad energy, and like that's what happened. Like I'm over here, like, man, I don't want to be here. Like I'm just sitting on the bench. It kind of took a toll on me because I'm like, bro, I just want to play. Like you let me play, I'm a hoop, but if you don't let me play, I'm mentally I'm gonna be out of it.
That's kind of what's happening with Cam Whitmore on the Rockets right now.
Yeah, and the
seen that.
Cam is hooping.
Yeah.
Like Cam,
I saw the little
minutes he be wilding.
That's what I'm saying.
Saw the little altercation he had with Jalen Green and somebody else. Like he had like 18. I mean, they won the game, but he had like 18 in such a short amount of time, and he just like just brushed everybody off.
Minutes. Yeah, 18 and 18 minutes or something like that, bro.
And he just brushed everybody
off. I knew that was going to happen though because I seen him at Nova. Man, listen.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing with them for open gym for a summer. That dude, damn.
He's nice, man.
I swear, Cam's special. Like people see it in his little spurts, but if they just let him give him these few moments, you will see how good that kid really is. Athletic freak. Like some of the dunks I see him do at Nova, I'm like, boy, you look real athletic out there.
I was thinking about this. I like LaMelo a lot now. His game a lot now. I think he's special. But imagine if you put Cam on a team like that where he just has the freedom to just do whatever he wants. I know he don't win a lot, but you could see something special.
Oh my God, he would be going crazy. Like when I saw him at Nova, I'm like, oh nah, he gone. Like he's not even gonna be. There's no chance he's gonna be here another year.
Yeah.
No chance. He was crazy.
If they could pull it off, I feel like with all the injuries that Philly's going through right now, they just lost Jared McCain for the rest of the season. It's pretty much just Tyrese Maxey out there doing it by himself. I say go ahead, send him to Philly for just a year. Let him know. I mean, he could go crazy. There's no expectations.
Houston not
I know they're not. They're going to hold him hostage.
They know what they got. They know what they got.
Yeah. They're just going to keep. Go ahead, keep building yourself up, Cam, and then they're gonna make him like a very, very strong tradable piece.
For sure. Because if you think about it, he was supposed to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
He started like 19. like 17 or something like that. So they know what they got.
So you ultimately ended up with Minnesota, but then pivoted to the overseas life. What were some of the biggest adjustments? I know at the very beginning of this, you spoke about little bit of struggles in Italy. But what are some of the biggest adjustments you had to make, both on and off the court, being overseas? And you kind of dove into it a little bit about how the game is different out there.
First of all, you see my hair. I usually always have a cut. My beard long. That's number one. Second,
finding a barber.
Nah, I ain't gonna air him out. But I found a barber out here. He good though. He not bad. Y'all see, y'all
the fact that you had to say, I ain't gonna air him out lets me know everything I need to know.
No. He not bad. He's really not. He's a clean cut. He just had my line a little crazy. So I had to fix it. Right. So that's why I haven't been back. But it's like you have so much downtime. Like obviously, all right. I'm gonna be transparent though. It took us a minute to get on this call, but but I do be having a lot of downtime. Right.
I was clean when we first started talking about this. I was good.
Yeah, I was good. We've had like 3-4 different coaches. Like shit got wicked. But it's just being over here, it's different, bro. Like 6 hours ahead. You gotta schedule FaceTimes for real. Like, like people text you like at the wrong time. Like I'm in like 3-4 group chats. I'm getting texted like 4 o'clock in the morning, waking up. I'm like, damn, bro, y'all could have taken this somewhere else. So now I'm adjusting to that. The access that you're so used to having in the States, get rid of it. Like where I am, no Uber. If you think you're about to Uber somewhere, crazy. The game, everybody's in the paint. Like there's no TV timeouts in my league, so like you could be running, you be smoked. Like you know how in the NBA you got the under 7, under 3.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't got under nothing. It's either the team calls timeout or we played 10 minutes. Even when I played in Puerto Rico, there was some TV timeouts. I was like, all right, this is smooth. Boy, sub me out, yo. I'm playing for 5 minutes straight. No timeout. Refs don't care. Refs letting you get hacked. they effing you up on nah, bro. This out here, this like the trenches. God. But like the league is so good though. That's the part. It's like there is some hoopers in our league, like hoopers, like. But it's just the league, like one game a week, bro. I played 30 games this year.
Oh wow!
Damn. I leave in May.
Wow.
He said, I leave in May. That sounds like a cry for help.
No, bro. Bro, I leave in May. I only played 15 so far. I have 15 more games until May. Think about that. We're playing a football schedule.
Oh shit!
Damn,
We're playing a football schedule. We play every Sunday.
Yeah.
We're legit a football schedule. Yo, and then like the worst part about it is like when you lose, you gotta wear it for the whole week. Like there's no like, oh yeah, we got another game tomorrow.
Ain't no short-term memory. No, bro, I gotta sit on this L for 6 days.
You gotta sit on the L for 6 days, bro. Like that's why I'm praying for this fever break in February so I can come home just for a week. I need it, bro.
I just want to give you a heads up. If you do end up going to the B League in Japan, you talked about you're 6 hours ahead.
Yeah. Well,
brother, that's 15 hours. I was there for 3 years dealing with that shit. So when you up, people are asleep. When you asleep, people are up.
Yeah.
You're a day ahead of everybody else.
Yeah, but at least like the bread worth it. Like the
yeah, for sure.
This year is like the cheapest year to be in Japan ever.
Yeah, because like,
so that American money
is going to be crazy. That's why I'm trying to get Japan up for a few years, just retire. My body, you getting paid to practice, and I just like my body. I'm just like, bruh, I'm tired. You go to practice, wake up, practice. You feel like you're in a loop every week. And it's not like you traveling a lot, like you. And then like yesterday, we had a 6-hour bus ride, 5-hour bus ride. I'm not trying to do that. That bus ride rough. I be on there no service because I don't got the Italian service, so I'm still on American. My TikTok not loading up fast enough. I'm on FaceTime. My shit lagging. I'm like, man, get me out of here.
Is the food at least good?
No, Italy good.
Okay.
But so then I'll be trying to get to the rest stop
get the Wi-Fi.
So I can use their Wi-Fi. Yeah. So then I was like, use my Wi-Fi real quick, check up on my news. I can't use nothing, bro. My joint people be calling me. I'm like, yo, bro, call me on WhatsApp because you can't call me on the regular phone because then my minutes gonna add up. And then now it's 25 cents per minute. Look at the
ain't paying
bill.
that bill.
You bugging. So I was like, yo, call me on WhatsApp, bro. Call me on WhatsApp.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. So EP, hearing the journey, at least it puts things into perspective. I think for me, it's easy to see the highlights, the big games, the championships, but too, struggles are a huge thing. Tough times are a huge thing, and that really shapes who we are. So I say all that to say, I wanted to get your opinion on a clip. I know you know this clip that went viral last year. I want you to finally clear the air on it because I was like, man, why they doing my dog like that?
No, I ain't gonna lie though. I definitely was overweight at the time, but that's a big ass t-shirt.
The oversized
fit. No, that shit was overseas. No, that joint is humongous. Like, that's a big ass t-shirt.
Yeah.
But again, like that's part of like mentally, I was just out of it, so I just stopped playing ball. Like I was just over it, bro. Like I hated basketball at one point. Like I was like, man, I'm about to get a 9 to 5. Like I hated that shit. I was like, because it's like,
shit.
I'm not, no, for real though. Like I was at a point where I was like, man, I'm about to just get a 9 to 5. Like, but again, like I'm still in my prime, so I was like, you know what, F it. But I'm gonna admit, I definitely was overweight, but niggas was dragging it. I was like,
damn. They were, bro. I saw them comments.
I was like, damn, why you doing? Damn, y'all like me that much? Shit. I was like, golly. I'm over here getting tagged every 2 seconds.
Like people see something like that and be like, oh yeah, I could probably definitely take him one-on-one if he's.
Oh no, I would like, a lot of
I wish they would. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like sitting. I'm like, y'all don't understand the gap between where you played and where he's played. I said, y'all would not even be able to beat the 15th man on a G League team. Get that out your head.
Time, I'm not proud to say this, but I remember one time I was on vacation. Yeah. So I was drunk. I was hungover. Not gonna lie. And I went to a gym because I was like, you know what? I need to sweat this out. But I was still drunk. And people was talking shit. And this was probably like 3-4 years ago. So I'm really in my prime. Like, really in my prime. And they talking shit. Oh, you not all that. Da, 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 da. I'm cooking them. I'm like, first of all, I'm still drunk from last night. And you over here talking all this trash. I'm not all that. Y'all can't guard me and I'm drunk. What do you think I'm going to do when I'm sober? like, what are we talking about? But like, again, that's not my proudest moment. But it was just like, bro, what are we talking about here? Like, people don't understand that gap. Like, that gap is really... I've seen it, bro. Like I've seen people come to Paul Gym thinking they can play with us, and then they be like, "Damn, you cooking?" Da, da, da. Bro, I've been doing this my whole life. Like this is my whole life. Like, what are we talking about here? Like on my worst days, see, even in that clip, a lot of people couldn't fuck with me. I promise you. I put everything on that. Like, bro, I bought my parents a house off of playing this game. You really think you about to beat me? You're crazy. 1-on-1, I don't lose much. I don't lose much. I haven't lost 1-on-1 a lot in my life. I can put that on everything.
Kids nowadays, they don't understand, like you just said, don't let this NBA shit fool you. I'm playing a role. People like Pat Bev, who kids just see as a defensive player. I'm like, you know how much he averaged in high school in the city of Chicago?
Unless you really, really, really work. Like, because the only one of the personal one I've seen was Donovan. All the skill y'all see now was not him in high school. I swear, bro, he was a dunker. Yo, bro, if you would ever talk to him, he was like, bro, I was a dunker and defender. He couldn't do nothing else. He ain't had no left hand, nothing. But Donovan fucking worked. Like, when I say work, he got to that point because he worked. Like, that, he did his thing. I'm like, I remember this nigga ain't have no left hand. but that just goes to like the work he really put in. He probably gonna react to this clip if it go out, but he's gonna be like, in high school, I held Eric to 4 points, but we not. But it's a reason behind I'm gonna say this. So on his Brewster team, he had Devontae Graham, Chris McCullough, Jonah Bolden, Jared Terrell. He had a mob. So I won Knapsack Player of the Year because I averaged like 25 that year, 26. So we played him in the national championship. He face guards me the whole game. No. When I say I shot 3 shots that game. Usually I'm getting up like 12 to 15, wilding. Because I'm averaging 26. I won Knapsack Player of the Year. He wouldn't even worry about offense.
He's worried about you, just you.
As soon as the ball went, as soon as his team shot, he's running to me, face guarding me, full court. Like, oh yeah, I'm not letting him touch it. So then he always holds that against me like, I held you to 4 points. But the 2 games before that, I gave you 20. So what are we talking about? You had to face guard me. So I'm like, oh, so that really shows you had to face guard me to guard me because if not, I was going to bust your ass again. You told Watson I was on my prep school team.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about that too. Y'all still tight?
Yeah, I still talk to Utah every once in a while, for sure.
Cool. Yeah, I like his game.
Seeing
too.
him in the NBA, I was glad, man. I was real glad. I remember the first time we matched up, I gave him the biggest hug, man. I was like, Utah. But like, it was so funny though because when Utah got the St. Thomas More, he couldn't speak no English. But then I heard it when we got to the NBA. He started talking. I said, "Damn, Utah!" I said, "Shit, you damn near from America now."
Basketball, like, is obviously a huge part of your life, but it's not everything. I remember I had my old college coach used to say, "Ball is not life; it's just something you're good at." Question we all ask all of our guests and really want to hear your answer is, what's the legacy you hope to leave both on and off the court, and how does Eric want to be remembered? How does Eric Paschall want to be remembered?
I would just say he was a great guy. Like, I feel like I treated a lot of people with respect, and that's something that even to this day has held some weight for me in my opportunities because I have been such a just stand up guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't really want to treat nobody bad. I want to treat everybody with respect. I want to have a good relationship with everybody. Just because you don't know, like, if that one time that you could treat somebody bad, that could mess up such like a job opportunity or like I don't recommend that guy because I met him this one time and he did this and it's like now you got a bad rep on your name. And like you don't want to have that. So I just feel like for me, it's just on the court, like he's a dog, like, but off the court, I'll probably say even more important is just being a stand-up dude. Like I just treating everybody with respect, making sure that like it's just not you can't talk bad on your name. Like again, and then like in the world, not everybody gonna like you, but
Yeah.
again, like for the people that do, that people that know you, the people that got to know you, it's more of a, oh nah, I remember like he did this for me, he treated me with respect, I talked to him about this, he held a conversation with me, and like that's important. Like even like signing autographs, I try not to really deny kids because you never know, like that kid could be going through something, and you just don't know. Like you know what I'm saying? Like everybody has their bad days, so maybe you just signing that autograph could have just made that kid's day better. Because I'm not the most like outgoing person. Like I'm a real introvert, but I still try to make time to be like, all right, like if there's a fan, I'll make time out for certain things for sure.
So besides Donovan, right? Let's put him to the side. Who has been or was your favorite teammate and why?
I'll probably say Steph.
Okay, Mr. Curry.
Steph and Mike Conley.
Oh man, I had a whole thing about Mike Conley because I appreciate him, but I didn't know if we wanted to go on that. Plus, we're at a minute.
And Joe Ingles, like there's a few, but like I could put Clay in there too, and it's a few, but there's all different reasons.
Yeah.
Because so with Mike Conley, Mike always told me, it was like I'm gonna pass you the ball, I'm gonna try to get you paid, and that was something that like I always held on to because it was like, Mike, you a stand up dude for that. Like he was like, I'm gonna try to get you paid, bro. Like I'm like sit in the corner, you work on your threes, I'm gonna get you the ball. And I was like, all right, I can work with Mike. Joe was the same way. Like yo, if you're ever in the corner, I'm gonna swing it to you. Mm-hmm. And then Steph, Dray, and Clay were like really vouching for me. Like at one point when I was with the Warriors, because I wasn't playing a little bit. It was a stint where like they needed scoring, that they wanted somebody else that scored to take some pressure off Steph.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So they were like really, really vouching for me to play because it was like, yo, bro, we need you right now. Like we need him. Like it's not more of a, oh yeah, like he's not gonna, but we need like something to take the pressure off of Steph because everything's on Steph and there's nothing, like we don't have nothing else going right now. So like that's one of the things that I appreciate from them 100% because they were real like advocates for me at one point when I was with the Warriors to be like, you know, like they were like, yo, look, I'm gonna try to get you on the court because we need your scoring. We know what you can do. We need you to play more. And I was like, I always held that in my mind. It's like, y'all don't even have to do this for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how I knew like they just really wanted to win because they didn't have to do that. Steph makes $50 million a year. You talking to somebody that is on a rookie contract, 3-year deal, like you ain't have to vouch for me. You had no reason to vouch for me. Like, why should you care that much? But that's part of the reason why I hold them such at like a high pedestal, because they really looked out. Like they were really like, yo, we need EP to score. Like we need him to play. We need him to score. And I appreciated that. Like I really did. Like that sticks with me for a while because that like showed the type of like people they are and like how they treated the game of basketball. They were like, look, we want to win. We want to put the people best out there to win. Like it don't matter if he's 15th man. If he's going to help us, he's going to help us. So that's the one thing I could say. Those 5 guys were definitely like up there.
Well said. Well said.
I do have one more question, and this is something similar question to ask somebody else that also played for a legendary coach that we had on here, Jay Wright. What's the angriest you've ever seen him? What's the angriest you've ever seen him?
You know, it's so crazy. And when somebody, I forgot who asked me this. The angriest I ever seen him was after a win.
A lot of those.
But the real life angriest was we were in Charleston. We were playing in Charleston Classic. We played Charleston. We played a bad game. Like we won, but it looked bad. It looked really bad. We're all eating dinner because like it's after the game, whatever. And we got film, and you could just feel the tension in the air. So he puts on the game, and we're just watching the game. He lit us up. He lit us up.
In the middle of dinner?
We didn't even finish eating. You don't put our forks down like, shit. Like,
fuck it then. Just put the
like,
fork
it was just
down.
more like, it was
I mean, you
just more like,
can't be the one to eat something while he's going off.
Oh,
I probably
hell-
would try to sneak something. I ain't gonna
yo,
lie.
we won.
Oh
too.
hell nah.
Look at this bullshit. Look at that. I'm like, oh my god. Spaz on us. We all went back to our room. We're like, damn, he's spaz on us. He bothers.
All right,
Good
cool.
shit.
I
This
love
has
that,
been a
man.
great one.